Facebook Coalition for Justice still encourages people to attend despite the threat of arrest. Then it goes to the sound, the full screen. We're not on live TV.
Groovy. So you want to go back on camera before that?
It's that full time, and then it goes to the full screen, and then it goes to
Stay in that spot. I'll just come back to you before the full screen.
so I can.
I'll go over there.
So today the space is actually for that, for people's skills. And I actually really brought these. So
the right idea.
They'll have a copy of the things that they decide to do in our organization, as well as us accepting them to partake in it, because we're hurting in our community. And that's what that was about. I don't know anything about marching and march yesterday, because we had plans to do it. Well, for me, I'll be here with supporters, finding out what they actually want to do. I have no knowledge of any agitators like we had yesterday. We had agitators in March that were trying to take the crowd up the ramp. But that's not what we're doing. We're trying to work our community out. We're trying to work with our community. And the reason that we have that crowd here is because people are afraid for their children to interact and engage with the public.
Right. So, Ms. Hamilton, if I can just interject a little bit, I was there yesterday as well, and I saw a couple of agitators, just a couple of people.
Right.
Did a big group of individuals, about 250 people of agitators. That was good. Okay?
Absolutely.
But downtown's a little bit different right now than it was in November, and when we were doing these marches, and we were facilitating those along the street. There's a lot going on down here.
Right.
And the traffic is heavy, and we're really concerned about the safety.
But you know,
so we have a plan for how to put it in place. If you get a small group and stand aside, think about how much territory you can cover downtown from one end to the other, just like yesterday, and get the message out, right? Versus taking to the street and then potentially finding yourself in a position where the police are going to cut the crowd off. And that's what we want to do. That's what Inspector Jack.
but even yesterday, you guys protected us. And you did make sure that the people in the cars and the people in the public were protected as well as us.
Right.
But our whole purpose of when we're marching is to get people to take the blinders off that there's a problem. So yeah, there is amount of disarrest. We want people to be uncomfortable, because if you're uncomfortable, you pay attention to what's going on and it's not swept aside. So that's the only reason why we take to the streets. We don't take to the streets for nobody to get hurt. You know what I'm saying?
But we get calls from people that say, I was trying to get to I have to pick my kid up by 6 o'clock. I couldn't make it there in time. I got charged $25 because I was late. Those are the things. So we got to be cognizant also of the people who are motoring, leaving downtown during rush hour because they got to go home. They got to prepare for their families, things of that nature. We got to be respectful on both sides. So I understand your point, but you can be on the sidewalk. Now,
but what I'm saying
what I'm asking you to think about
Dontre
today.
isn't coming.
Right, I understand that.
People are concerned about whether or not, if their children are going to come home, just coming through their neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? So even the people that are upset because they may be late picking up their children, my child ain't coming home.
Right. So
You know what I'm saying?
So if you stay on the sidewalk, think about this for a second, okay?
I know what
No
you're saying
issue.
about the sidewalk.
None whatsoever.
I
Stay
know
on the
what you
sidewalk,
guys are
and
saying
you
about the
can go for 3 or 4 hours throughout the entire downtown area on the sidewalk and get the message delivered to everybody. But what's going to happen if we go to the street today, and we're going to talk about this, we've got 2 options today, all right? And we're going to talk about the 2 options. Okay? But the rest of the city can't be this inconvenienced, okay? I hear your point. I understand your concerns. But other people have concerns too, and we got to listen to those other concerns as well. We're offering an alternative here. We're telling you, take the sidewalk. We'll escort with bicycles with you along the sidewalk. You know, walk the sidewalk. I will have a row of bicycle
We've been doing it your way for 400
but I'm
years.
offering you
Now
this
you
today.
try it our way.
But
You
I'm
know,
offering
we've
you-
been doing
I'm-
it for
Your
400
bicycles
years.
almost
But
ran
I-
us over yesterday, and your
Well,
motorcycle
I'm offering you
cops.
to do it on the sidewalk so they won't run you over, and then we can facilitate
And
that
if they
for
don't
you.
want to be inconvenient, then they should put killing unarmed men, because like she said, her son's not coming home.
Right. So
He's
what's
not
the intention
going to
for
be there for dinner.
I actually don't know.
With the people.
Like I said,
It doesn't matter.
here.
Then they should pressure you guys to quit killing
Yeah, I
unarmed
asked
men.
them out.
So there's no intentional walking.
I have no idea. You have to wait and have that conversation with Nate and the other coalition.
Okay.
Because I'm here.
not here yet?
with Family.
He was working. He couldn't get back here fast enough, so that's why we got here earlier.
Obviously, he's not here, else he would.
Whether it's
We should show society some
we're just trying
sympathy
to
when
come
they don't show
together
us
as a
any.
community and find out
They're
what's
talking to the
needed
wrong one.
to
Understand
stop
that.
all this murder.
So, Ms. Hamilton, it's really important that we talk to Nate before you guys get started. So
Okay.
we're gonna be around and we'll be looking for him. So we can talk to him before you get started. It's important.
Okay.
So do you
Thank
have
you.
any comment about your police officers trying to run down children and women and men?
I don't know
No,
what I don't know what you're talking about. but
I'm
sure.
talking about yesterday. It's all on camera. You guys got cameras. Look at your cameras.
Well, if it's doing this,
We
it's
had
doing
to
it-
tell several of your officers several different times, back up. And they kept cutting in through the crowd while we were protesting, like they were trying to rush us. We're not trying to be
What on
rushed.
bicycles?
Bicycles
Yeah,
and the
Of
motorcycles.
course, the crowd was right behind if they were
And
directed.
people were starting to get heated. And you can't blame them.
The people who were behind.
Like 30 yards behind the actual crowd.
I don't know
Because we
how-
were there, we saw it.
Okay, I don't know how
was in a
many yards it
wheelchair.
was.
I was in a
That's
wheelchair and
not the point,
a
how far
motorcycle
it is.
came right in front of me.
You weren't
You
there.
are close enough on my feet and my legs where you're running into me.
Well, so the whole thing is to keep everyone safe. Their intention is not to run.
Well, then you need to talk to your officers to stay off of us, because we don't really, I don't want to be around them. You know?
One fix for that, I guess. Just walking away. Hey there. What's up, man? What do you think about all this?
I'm just watching.
Yeah.
They want, if we're going out to lunch.
My son is parked about 2 blocks from here. I can't give him any help, but we have water, granola bar.
Statements about what we're actually going to do at this point. For them to have this beer garden in this space today, it's an insult. It's an insult to my child who lives in this park. It's an insult to them seeing us bringing this community together and them trying to come back.
So I think we're waiting for Channel 4, but I'm gonna ask you just what they said to you again.
Okay.
And what's right around
Right. You know, they want to have, they sit in their offices and they get in front of you guys and say they want to engage with the community.
So I guess take us through what your conversation was like with the police. Just
My conversation with Officer Jackson and the other corporals that are in the park were to dismiss us once again. They don't want us to take to the street. They're threatening to actually arrest people if we take to the streets. People are marching and trying to come together in the United States, all over America. And once again, they have their own narrative that we're not supposed to be in the streets. We're interrupting people from getting home to get their kids. But I actually told them that my child can't come home. There's a lot of children in America that has been murdered this year, who can't go home to their families at 5 o'clock in the evening because the police are not respecting our community. They're occupying our communities. And we as a community here in Milwaukee are fed up.
They asked you to stay on the sidewalks?
Yes, they did. They asked us to walk on the sidewalk and said that we could actually cover more ground if we're up on the sidewalk with an escort from a police on a bike.
Any plans to follow their requests?
We've been following them. We have been peaceful here in Milwaukee, and we will continue to be peaceful. I already know that by them being here and having police all over Red Arrow Park, that they are going to agitate the situation and turn it into something that may be bad.
Was the beer garden scheduled to be here? Do you think they put that?
They've never had a beer garden in Red Arrow Park, and I've been here since '78. So it's a tactic. It's always a tactic, and it's always their narrative. Do it their way, or we're going to be prevented from doing it.
So you've got a decent crowd here. Probably more people are going to show up. Do you guys plan to stay here in the park tonight?
Well, at this point, I haven't talked with a lot of my core people. Nathaniel isn't here right now. He's working out of the city of Milwaukee. So we will actually sit and talk about what we plan to do before we enforce it.
Maria, there's another protest underway right now out at Mayfair Mall. Were you aware of that, or aware of that group, or they?
Yeah, I was aware of that organization. I didn't know exactly what they were going to be doing and when, so we wasn't a part of that.
From what I'm hearing from you, you didn't come here with the intention of committing civil disobedience and trying to get arrested. Is that?
Yeah, it is. I'm actually here to support all of these families, whether it be crime in our neighborhoods or whether it's police brutality. We want to come together. We're tired of the division. We have people here from different counties all across Wisconsin yesterday, and they want to come back. They want this experience of actually what they can actually do for real change in our city.
Y'all want to get this to media? If y'all want to. We've been marching here for almost 2 years now. And not once did we get a permit, other than yesterday for the city to get a new people coming. And what they said is we had to get a permit because they want to protect our safety, correct? Because the sheriff's department was willing to arrest us. So they were saying they were on our side and they wanted to help us yesterday. But since we want to demonstrate that we are unhappy with the governmental policies and practices that are happening around this city and this nation, now they want to make us get a permit. We have not gotten a permit for nothing. We paid for the sound equipment to be in this park for D'Entrée Day. The county took care of the permit, and the city aldermen took care of the permit for D'Entrée Day. We did not sign off on none of those permits, and I don't feel it's necessary for us to sign off on a permit now to execute our right. And right here, it states the definition of special event permits. Class D events mean a special event requires no hours of service as determined by the police department based on the size, nature, and location of the event. Or D3, demonstrations conducted the purpose of indicating approval or disapproval of government policies or practices, expresses a view on public issues, or bringing into public notice any issue or other matters. So we have a right, and it's stating that we have a right to assemble,
Right.
and we have a right to protest
And we're not trying to
demonstrate.
we're not trying to take away your right or demonstrate or anyone's. here to support their constitutional right, and I think we've done very good at doing so.
Can you speak up, please?
So, but today is a little different for us.
We took 4 hours of their time yesterday.
So today,
and we're mad about
today is a little different. Today we have to follow some procedures, and we have to stay on the sidewalk.
What procedure?
So why haven't you followed
we have a
procedures
few-
for the
we have a
last
few-
2 years?
We have a few areas that we're asking that when you go and do a march and demonstrate, that you stay on the sidewalk for us. It's for everyone's safety.
Have
Areas-
anybody been hurt or struck by a car while demonstrating with the coalition?
No.
Justice?
Not me.
Have we always had marshals in place to keep people safe and in order?
So are you just asking that we do this, or is this what?
So I'm trying to get this out. So the areas that we've designated, you guys can stay in the street. The area that's been designated, you can stay in the street, but anywhere outside of these areas, you need to be on the sidewalk, right? The areas basically are State Street from Red Arrow Park to the safety building on 9th and State.
It's already blocked off.
The other area is on Water Street to State to Kilbourne to Broadway. So those are the areas, basically a circle around the park here. So those are the areas that have been designated where you can stay in the street. Otherwise, you have to stay on the sidewalk. It's for everyone's safety. And we've gotten to the point where if anyone gets into the street outside of these designated areas, you will be arrested.
So why did you all do the designated area?
To give you
I want to make sure everyone understands that. If you go into the street outside of these designated areas, you will be arrested.
Why was the designated area?
So why for 2 years you allowed us to demonstrate without a permit? Right now we have chaos happening not only in Wauwatosa, which is part of Milwaukee County, but we have chaos in the nation. You should be the officer. You should be the officer that march with us when we talking about we want peace. We want transparency.
We don't want no more police.
Why y'all can't walk with us? Why y'all can't march with us? We ain't out here trying to rubber rouse or commit violent crimes or none of that.
We're trying to engage with you guys.
Areas,
but
State Street.
Put us on notice.
Let us know where exactly.
We will guide and escort you to those areas.
So we have you protesting us for us.
In the public, we could assemble in the streets. I mean, just logically, streets are public property.
No, let's just give it to them so they'll have it.
So we can protest just as long as we follow your protesting rules.
Everyone will listen to
We don't want to hear
Okay, I'm the assistant chief, and I'm in charge of the patrol operation for the city of Milwaukee.
We are the people that were in charge of the Constitution.
Let him talk. We're giving you an option today.
guys.
We're giving you an option that if you would like to have a march in the street, we have provided 2 locations as the inspector mentioned, okay? We will facilitate a safe march for you in the street in those 2 areas.
Our march has always been safe.
Does this satisfy the people?
No,
we are not satisfied.
The rest of the nation has been in protest for over 5 days.
These are the 2 areas that you have been given. Other than that, if you remain on the sidewalk anywhere throughout the downtown area, we will have bicycle officers along with you if you remain on the sidewalk. Pedestrians are not allowed in the roadway without a permit. It is unlawful. It's an unlawful assembly.
Sounds like bullshit.
I'm going to provide Wisconsin state statutes today. This is the Wisconsin
bullshit.
and the Wisconsin
Let me see that.
Screw your permit.
Understand, we've given you the options,
And break the law.
and
So it's unlawful for us to come together.
therefore, a deviation from
that's
these
against the
areas will result in arrest.
Isn't that against the Constitution?
Hold on, one at a time. Hold on.
Can't sit here like y'all
Go ahead.
We didn't have an option.
One at a time. You say something.
With all due respect, since I've lived in Milwaukee, when I've been burglarized, when I've been assaulted, when I've been robbed, I have called the Milwaukee police and they have not shown up in District 5. With all due respect, where were you when I needed you? We need to assemble. We need to gather. We need to talk. Nobody is hurting anybody here.
Okay,
And
it takes a lot of police officers to police one of these marches and demonstrations. Officers
need
that are coming.
Your ultimate message.
We're calling officers
officers from
a violent neighborhood to come down here and do a protest. So, you got your option. You got your option.
I got a suggestion. That's what we put them out because they want to go police and harass and shoot our community, right? That's what we doing. We taking them away from killing our brothers and sisters. Right. So be it. Who gonna be next that die?
Or racial profiling or any other stuff.
So these 50 cops that we get, maybe these some bad cops. Right. That need to be out of the hoods of the Milwaukee inner city. Right. Yeah, right.
They
don't need to be there.
That's all they got is a mouth.
Right? It's in our community because y'all can't do it sufficient, right? Right. So what we need to do is us. And we see that now they want to make rules and regulations. We was able to go where we want to go, when we want to go. And in the city, in the nation, they doing things extraordinary.
Yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere. But they are not being looked at it with a permit. Now, if we was out here and we was 5,000 deep, they'd walk their asses away. They wouldn't be able to say nothing. So it's up to the people. We got kids out here. You know, we got children out here. But at the same time, I am not going to abide by their rules and their options.
Neither am I.
So right now, what we did is we got horses over there, bike patrol over there, bicycles over there.
Paddy wagons.
We already created a disruption, right?
We're ready to arrest.
We created a disruption. But are we ready to go to jail today? Right. You know, it's a few people that's ready. That's willing. Or we go to the community and we tell them, and we hope the media shows how we just been treated after 2 years of never getting a permit. Never tearing nothing up. Never having a fatality on behalf of the Coalition for Justice or the people who are in the other communities that organize rallies and marches. But on this day, because I hung up on the police when they called me early. Because what I told them is I said, you're not going to do this today. He's standing
right there.
Yeah, Inspector Brunson. He got hung up on. Told him have a good day and hung up on him. Because he's not going to regulate our freedom. Our freedom of speech, our constitutional right.
They understand we can beat them in their own game.
Yeah, we can.
If we join together.
What we need to do
by their rules.
No, we're not. We're not abiding. We're not abiding. It's their story. Wait a minute. Hey, Brooklyn ain't done. Okay.
But my cousin just got killed.
Okay, but
let's take turns.
I got my freedom of speech too. Yes, it is.
No, it ain't.
Yes,
this is our community.
Yes,
and it's left to them if they want to take a rest.
They got rules.
Not you.
They got rules.
Okay, well, you follow
we break them in states and they're legally bound to do what they want to. If we can beat them at their own game, that's what I'm saying. We can beat them at their own game.
Hey y'all, I'm gonna say this real quick. So much for hey, hold on. I'm gonna say this real quick. We've been doing this for 2 years. We shut down the freeway, we did all that, we had repercussions. This is just one day. We came in solidarity, we obeyed the law. We need to come together, allocate our resources and us, and come back in time because we pay their salaries, we make the rules. But if you're not prepared to take a rest today, you got kids or you got to go to work tomorrow, you know what I mean? That's not a bad thing. But we could come back bigger and stronger. Last night, we had almost probably 300 people out here. So let's flood it even worse. What you just did is mobilize and pour fire on this, that you try to put us in a playground or a cage in the 4-block radius. It don't work like that. You don't kill people a certain way, then tell this is how you be oppressed comfortably. So let's come back, think this bigger and smarter and not fight each other. So let's put that date on it, man, for when we meet. We're gonna be out here again. It ain't the problem getting the rest. That makes me royalty. You putting jewelry on my wrist and I'm like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and everybody else. We're gonna do it with a plan. We're gonna do it smart.
So we have to be smart, but we have to be able to take what we saw today.
Yeah.
what we saw today is them trying to stop us from being who we are. From being people of love, from being people that want to respect the system that's supposed to protect us.
Why do we need to let them know?
We don't.
I mean, we need to let the people know who might be arrested.
We just trying to so be straight.
Medical conditions they need to take care of. If you're going into jail, you need to be hydrated. You need to have eat. I know I've been there. I'm just saying, okay, so we need to let people prepare.
We only doing that for us, for y'all to be prepared. You got to go to work or your kids somewhere. Somebody need to communicate with you. But it's not a problem getting arrested. It's been prepared for. The ACLU, raising the money, and your family and everybody knowing where you at. So this is not the last day. We did this every day. Let's organize.
Just a few, then the news says they were acting out and
And we showed today we obeyed, but we come back stronger. So
do it smart. Do it smart.
let's organize it. And there's gonna be 500 people out here.
If we do it smart, we can do it united. I guarantee it.
Man, when the next meeting? Thursday, all people.
As opposed to send the media is not what we were
It's Thursday.
Thursday at all people.
Everybody know where all people's church is on 40th and Florida.
Give them the address.
6 o'clock.
Yeah, they all people.
Yes,
So this is for thinking, for planning and strategy, and to come back bigger and have time. Also, there's not this Saturday, but the next at community brainstorming. John Chisholm is going to be speaking, and his opponent. They're going to have like a little mini debate. So the DAs are the ones supposed to indict the killers of Dontre, Derek Queen, Corey Stingley. So that's another place. That's another place to get your voice heard and to make some noise. That's not this Saturday, next Saturday at 8 a.m. on a Saturday, where DA Chisholm and his opponents are on the front. St. Matthew's Church. Yeah. So yeah.
So if you want to put this address down, it's 5975 North 40th Street.
It doesn't gain support, trust me.
Yeah. And we're not saying you can't gather here and march all you want.
But some of them are just completely disrespectful. They are taking advantage of what we have created here to be a sense of unity for all people. For everybody to be a part of it. And they have something
on Thursday. We do this, man. We've been out here for 2 years. We need to be prescriptive, not just descriptive. So we live in what the community is supposed to look like. I'm not mad at you.
No. I mean, you know, we sit at home and we see this happen to other people, other families, and we say what a shame and how bad and how they shouldn't have did. But then when it touched your, because it just touched mine. My cousin just got killed in Madison by a police officer. It just touched mine. So yeah, I'm here now. But we got to come together, not as a white, not as a black, not as an Asian, but we got to come together as one to stop somebody else's home. And that's what I'm saying. Do it in the right way. And stop.
We out here in this
Exactly. Right. Exactly. We're people. We're not a race. We're not. We just one people together. We're coming together.
That hate white people and shit.
Yeah, you're right. Because there's a lot of black people free because white people help them. So you can stop saying all. No, we're not arguing, we're just debating.
We got media here. We got people who ready to do something. Let's make sure we all get in there on Thursday and plan. When you're ready to take civil obedience, when you're ready to shut something down, we're gonna put a date on it. And it's gonna be solid and it's gonna be planned. We're not backing down. You abuse us openly and then tell us to protest and privately and it can't regulate our protest. So whatever you. Right. And when 74 people got arrested, you know how long it took them process the 74 people.
Right.
So
They're not equipped for it.
They're not equipped. I'm not worried about it. No, we ain't worried about it, but we don't call them that's in the grill. It's be like 500. So Thursday,
It took
6
them
o'clock.
19 hours to process 74 people.
They got paid for it.
Cultural compensation. All these things
Out here now, your life could be threatened, or you could be, they could constantly be mocking you as one of the troublemakers, and they will, because they have cameras and pictures of all our faces.
Yeah, they do. They do.
What
And they
Let me say
have.
something, bro. Let me say
they're
something.
domestic terrorists. They
We
say
can't-
we are domestic terrorists.
But they won't come out for a car theft on Pier Street, but they will come out for this.
Yes.
People peacefully sitting and talking.
And the only time that camera goes up, y'all need to look at that, is when we're here.
Yep.
That camera is never up any other time.
Well, it's always on Radio Park now. If they ain't over there, they're in one of these corners. They're back there.
We can't go from being segregated in our communities to segregated in our protests.
Right.
Regulated to a cage of a couple blocks.
Yep.
So we just want any leadership, any team you want to be on as art committees, it's like PR almost kind of committees. It's a lot of places to get in where you fit in. Again, this just can't be a moment, y'all. Nate Hamilton and his mom and the coalition showed up, the Fire and Police Commission, all the time, all representatives. We checked every box, every square. We did it the right way over and over. Derek Williams' family tried to do it the right way. Corey Stingley's family tried to do it the right way. And Nate Hamilton. So we won't stop now. And you can't regulate us to the crowd after Alton Sterling and Philandro. We can't be stopped. We just want to be effective and aggressive. So come back, make sure you sign that sheet. Feel free to speak. It's not one person on the mic or on the platform, but we're gonna have some order. And we're not quitting. So they're gonna have to work. You know what I mean? I want them to work a little harder. Why rest 70, rest about 50 today? You need to rest about 150. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Nate, I know it's boiling over. It's so hard for him not to walk. And Mark's, until he speaks from his heart every time, man. So
I will go by myself. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I will walk down the middle of the street by myself.
Yeah.
That's how I am.
Yeah.
That's how I am for my brother. That's how I am for my people.
Yeah.
Like they can't, if they can't do right by us, they can't have my respect. They have to earn it.
Or obedience.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have to be ready to practice civil disobedience in order to get mass change. Like they not just gonna give us change. It don't matter who you vote in.
Oh no.
When you vote somebody in, what they do is they get so pushed and so mounted into the system that they lose their power and they shrink. Ashanti Hamilton was a good activist.
Alderman, all right.
Now he's a president for the Common Council. Let's see how good he's doing there. Let's see if his activism work hard in there for us.
And he never shows up here.
So we didn't had activists become politicians, but we ain't seen nothing from it. So I don't want to be a politician. I want to be a freedom fighter.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So don't ask me if I want to be a part of the problem, because I don't.
Yes, sir.
I want to be a part of the solution.
Yeah.
Everybody I see here is a part of the solution.
Yeah.
The media, you can paint in any kind of way you like, but we are the solution to change in Milwaukee City. Not Mayor Tom Barrett, not District Attorney Chisholm, not arrogant Ed Flynn, not disobedient Sheriff Clark. All these people that we are naming are not helping our community. They are destroying our community. They are not coming into our community telling us
They fight each other
how
like
to be
kids.
safe, how to stay protected. They are not building relationships in the community that we asked them to start doing. Who door has been knocked on and a police officer just say, hey, how you doing today?
They don't even gotta live in the community.
Because why? They don't care. They rather go out here and instead of incorporate the community and love the community, the good ones. Because we ain't bad.
No, sir.
We ain't out here doing nothing to hurt nobody.
No,
we
but
trying
the
to change
police
lives.
officers in
But what they
where
think
the
is
shooting
trying
was,
to
they were
harass the
actually
community.
interacting with.
It's not a
They're
harassment.
engaging,
Yeah.
taking
It's a
pictures,
small disruption.
hearing conversations.
Do you want to die? Because that's what they gonna kill you off. They gonna slander your name.
But I gotta die for something.
Okay, well
then you'll be dying.
Well,
You
this.
stand for nothing. One day you would die for anything.
But we are not standing for nothing here.
That's what I'm
We are standing for something. You know how many people said they ready for die for this yesterday?
They're making the rules to
There's people ready to die for freedom.
They might have started here to get our vote. But when they got there, they were truly who
Do
they
you
were.
understand? White people
Maybe
died
somebody
for helping black people get free. Do you understand that? White people die for helping black people get free.
He just brought up activists that got elected.
It's a problem.
Exactly,
It's a problem, right?
That's the point.
When white faces show up, it don't make us more powerful.
You
What makes us more powerful is more people.
When we're in the streets, you need to come out.
But I was at Mayfair Mall Friday when we buried my cousin. Your son spoke, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I was at Mayfair Mall. I was in the streets Friday too, and no one died.
No, they didn't.
So back to we trying to make solutions. Again, don't think you have to be an expert to be an activist. These families, unfortunately, were spiraled into this. They didn't ask to be this. It took Mom a few months to get out into the streets, and him and Curtis and everybody else was already out there. I met him from, we went to school together and all that. Again, don't feel like you gotta have it all figured out. Life is happening right now. History is happening right now. SNCC and Martin Luther King and all of them, they didn't have it completely figured out. Nobody's perfect. So you got a voice, that's the start. You got a mind, that's the next start. And then you got us. So feel free to come. We need to, what are our demands? We have normal demands. We got core values as the Coalition for Justice. But now it's getting in where you fit in and help creating what this is. Again, we're not perfect, but we can't sit and let the status quo be the status quo, especially when they tell you to be oppressed comfortably and in this 4-block radius. We can't have that. Thursday at 6 o'clock, All People's Church. What's that address again?
5975.
It's on the Facebook page too, man. So make sure everybody sign what you need to sign, and let's make these solutions. Milwaukee is the most segregated. Wisconsin incarcerates the most black males. Lincoln Hills has abuse of juvenile offenders, and Waupun people are on a hunger strike right now. We in the epidemic and in the crises. We can't afford just to be comfortable, but we will be intelligent, and we will be strategic, and we won't stop. Man, give a round of applause for yourself for this.
Can we stay out here?
Moses, yeah.
I don't understand why we're in a public space.
This is our part. We pay taxes.
We don't have to leave.
You guys don't have to
leave.
a protest.
This
They won't regulate themselves.
like Sherman Park. Those kids don't have nowhere to go. And as long as they're in that park, the police is there. As long as we decide to stay here, they're going to be in this park.
This can be the beginning of the think tank kind of feel and vibe right now. So, if we respect each other speaking and what our solutions, and we can name some of the communities, this can be the start of kind of the think tank and how it works. But officially, it's Thursday. So don't get discouraged and come back out.
So they watching us, but they won't watch themselves.
Well, we're watching now. We ain't going nowhere.
So Officer Brunson, so y'all know Inspector Brunson, right? He worked for Internal Affairs. He testified at the Dontre Hamilton hearing against Christopher Manning. Now he got promoted after he did his testimony, but now he's up top at First District in the top office. So you see how the system works? They moved him from investigating his own people to a top seat after he did the job right. After he kept the evidence where it needed to be kept. He gets a promotion. And they try to make him feel good about it. Jatiki Jackson, they brought him to me, and I'm like, why you bringing the black officer? I'd rather talk to the white officer than you bring the black man to me. Bring you, Chief Flynn. Why don't you come talk to her? The assistant chief, this is the first time the assistant chief had never approached us and had something to say and hand us some paperwork. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to be compromising. We are not a compromising organization.
No, sir.
When it comes to the loss of life when it comes to the loss of our children and families. We cannot compromise. If we keep falling into compromising situations, then we lose our power. People stop trusting in us and believing in us. They see us as a resistance and a face of hope. When I get stopped, people say, keep going, Nate. Don't stop. And the only reason I'm going is because support people like y'all. Y'all help me keep going. The more y'all come out, the stronger we get. I don't take the credit. My mama don't take the credit. This is the people. Y'all make the change. We make the change. So Thursday, it's a big time to come together.